Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh, and welcome back to the ICC Sisters podcast, where we help our Muslim community develop a balanced mind and lifestyle. My name is Mariame, and today I have a special guest with me who works in a very special domain as well. She's a former professional badminton player of the Badminton Indonesia Association and the Jarum Badminton Club. She had to stop playing professionally due to an injury and the COVID pandemic and resorted to coaching young badminton players. Born and raised in Indonesia, she came to Montreal 6 years ago and is now actively part of our community at the ICC Brassard, alhamdulillah. Welcome, my dear Ghaida.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, Mariame, for such a nice introduction for myself.
Jazakallah khair for making it here today. We're also very, very glad to have you in our podcast because I truly believe that you have a very special input in our community, and not just here in the ICC, but globally. So you are a Muslim woman who is a professional player and hijabi on top of that. I think it's a combination that is very challenging to balance. And I'm sure many girls are interested in professional sports and they might be worried about facing this difficulty, right?
Yeah.
So let's start by diving more into who you are.
Thank you so much for inviting me to wonderful of the project from ICC Sister Podcast. I also watched the first episode. It was amazing, I think, to see from the other background also, and I'm really grateful to be here to share my experience. And before that, I think it's remind me of one thing. So when I was young also, I used to go like doing broadcasting in the radio. So I feel like it's nice to have kind of this thing again. It's like just bring memories back. So yes, I think talking my childhood, well, I have to say my full name, right? Okay. My name is Ghaida Nurul Ghaniyu. So I'm from Bandung. This is one of the city in Indonesia. And I was born in September 5, 1998. So I'm like 25 years old not right now.
MashaAllah.
Yes. And I started badminton very young age. I guess as a young kid, I had a lot of energy. So my parents, I always like play, going out with my friends and like visited a lot of houses, something like that. So I feel like, okay, I think this kid is too much energy. So my dad wants me to put in something, which is he really loves sports. One of that like badminton, ping pong and basketball, a lot of sports. But recently he likes badminton. So whenever he has a badminton schedule, I always follow him. But at the time, I always follow him just to watch or just like get some snacks, just watch and then get sleepy after that. But when I get it until 7 years old and slowly, my big brother started first. And then I follow my brother step to do badminton also. So at 7 years old, I already familiar with what is badminton, to train a little bit, maybe once a week or twice a week. And then at age of 9, I was getting serious because probably I didn't see myself. I had a talent, I would say, because my dad really pushed me and very supportive at the time. So at age of 9, I started training 4 times a week. And then I already started playing badminton, like also some like province tournament also.
Okay.
And I feel like when I participated some small tournament in the village, I get some results also, which is good. I can be champion, number 1, number 2, or number 3, which is maybe my dad, okay, we can keep doing this because you get the results. Yeah. And it's keep, he pushed me to more focusing in the training. Sometimes I do extra training. And then since badminton is the largest sport in Indonesia, it's like number 1. So it's really, you can find everywhere for the badminton court itself. So it's really common and people love to play badminton everywhere. So it's easy for us, not in like Canada and here. And then when I am age of 11 or 12, we have some big club, right? Really famous club, which is Jarum Badminton Club. So every year they have audition. And then because this club really provide you everything, like facilitate you, they give you place like dorm, and then they will give you food, send you every tournament, and at some point when you go international tournament, we will get paid also, like for free. So a lot of people wants to come to this club. And on 2019, which is when I was like 11 years old, I think I get audition, and then there is like 1,000 more people to register, to sign up, to want to get in this club. And in the end, it's only 36, I think, as far as I remember. Yeah, only 36 included me, alhamdulillah. And then I be part of Jarum like for almost 8 years. And after that, since I joined the big club, at age of like 12, I already far from the family. I live at dorm until around 16 years old. And then alhamdulillah, I get into national team with it. Yeah, that's also, we have to give some progress, like give some titles to the club. And then at age of like 18, 19, I'm be part of national team before I came to Canada. So that's like summary, like how I started with badminton until in national team. And then before I came to Canada, I went also some other countries to play some league, like international tournament, something like that.
Mashallah. Yeah. So just to summarize, so you started when you were very, very young, like 5. Your dad noticed that you were very hyper energetic.
Yeah, I think so. I think I'm also like adventurous girl, like curious about everything. Yeah, something like that.
So mashallah, like your dad noticed that, and instead of criticizing you, he saw it as a strength in you and found a way for you to take advantage of it and progress.
That's right.
Okay, and then at 7, this is when you started like training twice a week, and little by little you increase. While going to school, you were like training twice and then 4 times a week.
Yeah, I would say until age of 11, I still go full-time school. But like if until I get it into Jarum Badminton Club, 12, because in Indonesia, since badminton is number 1, it could become your career. So it's badminton is, we could be choice as a number 1, but they still encourage us to get in school because a lot of players cannot make it go far also, So it's important to have second option as as for your life also. And so I still go to school, but it's only half day. And then some other time I also hired private teacher also to get some education, which is important. But we still go to school and to get an education, but it's not as full-time regular students.
And when did you stop going to school and focus completely on your badminton training?
As for myself, because after high school, it's up to the players, which is you want to continue your higher level as in university or not. But for me, I continue for my university. So alhamdulillah, I also graduated last year in Trisakti University in Jakarta. So it's one of the famous university in Indonesia with a lot of history. So we also have a program for athletes itself in that university. So it's really helped us to continue our education as an athlete, but also we can give a lot of knowledge from school as well. So
that's true. Alhamdulillah. And what did you graduate in?
It's economic business, but specialized in event management.
Mashallah. Okay, so like, and you said you graduated last year because you came to Canada in 2019.
Yeah. Okay, that's another interesting story because when I'm in national team, PBSI is in Jakarta, so it's easy for me to go to university. So like twice a week we go to university because since we are athlete, they have special program, right? Yeah. Because our career is still in badminton, so they are understand. And since I come to Canada, I kind of like take a break for that, but the hikmah for the COVID, I think I could continue my education because I was thinking, okay, I'm here now, so I don't think I can continue. But since COVID, everything is about online, so I try to ask to my teacher, my my lecturer to can I continue for the education since everything is online. So they allow me. So alhamdulillah, since during the COVID, I do everything by online. Yeah, all my studies, homework, and everything. And another funny thing is my class started at 2 a.m. in here, or like 1 a.m. or 5 a.m. So because at the time in Indonesia is in the evening, we have 12 hours different. So I would wake up after midnight and be in person for the class.
That's some dedication.
Yeah, so like 2 a.m. in the class, mashallah. So it's nice.
No, that's a very short and good introduction of yourself, mashallah. Yeah. And can you tell us what were the challenges you faced during your career development?
I think the challenges, there is so many things, especially as badminton players or as athletes in general. I think we have some similar challenges with other athletes. Like Indonesia, we have biggest badminton player, and I feel like the competition is really high. Like if you don't do extra training, let's say, you cannot be a champion. Let's say in Indonesia, every day we have to train 6 hours at least per day. But then we have to do extra for that. If not, otherwise we will not be.
You'll be an average athlete.
Yeah, average athlete. You will not be champion because champion is only number one, right? So even for me, I have to do all this extra for the training. So and then as an athlete, we cannot avoid the injury is always there. And when also the target from the coaches, from the club, it is really give pressure for us because we got a 1 year contract each club in national team, also PBSI, or in our club, my club before Jarum. So if during 1 year you couldn't give any progress, then someone else will replace you. So it's really tough, and also I think maybe bullying. Also I think it happens also to everyone, even in athletes, or when you are losing, how you can get back, because sometimes at some points there is some moments we could win, but then we end up losing, and then we have to receive the consequence from the coaches, from the people that expect you to win, to how we can go back in that time. I think there is a lot of struggle in that. And then even we already win or be champions, how we can maintain to keep in that level. Sometimes some players after they win, they just too stuck in the moment. Let's say they don't want even try more hard, because after the facilitate that we receive, because they give everything, right? If you win, they will give you bonus like money and something like that. At some players, they will just stuck, oh, I already feel comfortable and everything. They don't want to try hard. So we always have to working hard, trying hard, and the training itself is really tiring. Sometimes we have to wake in the early morning, let's say after prayer, subuh prayer, and then we have to do training right away, to get ready like almost every day. Sometimes it's really tiring. Also, when I look back, oh my God, like I already passed that all this experience. Sometimes I couldn't believe myself, but yeah, it's really, it's happened. So and then so far from family, we grow up alone with the friends, with the coaches, and if we cannot, that's why we still have to have a good relationship with the family. Otherwise, if you in the wrong direction, I think it could bring bad effect to yourself. So we have to find a good friends, good community also, in terms of even in the badminton environment itself. Yeah.
Okay. It really sounds like you have a big pressure on you, and like alhamdulillah, you won many tournaments, but when you lost some of them, how did you recuperate your energy and like your confidence in yourself, knowing that okay, your coach would be mad, like the club also would criticize?
Yeah, I think that when we lose, there is something we couldn't avoid. I also had like one experience, because at my junior time, like maybe at 15, 16, 17, so my coach will put me in the higher one higher level of the group. And then when they want to try if how is it my level if I put in the higher level, because in badminton there is U19, U11, U13, U15, U17, U19 and adults. So when it's junior there is like group, right? So let's say when I was U13, it means under 13 years old, all the players under 13, he will put me in the U15. So, okay, and even that, well, alhamdulillah, I get a good result also when I go up a little bit, one level up. And then one time, they put me back in the same level, and then logically, like I should win, right, in the same level, because even I play with higher level, you can already beat, but it's at some point it happens that I lose. So it's really like boomerang, like for me, maybe I underestimate sometimes, because I feel like I always play with the higher, and also pressure. Okay, when I play with the same age or like younger, it's pressure for me. I cannot lose, but end up I'm losing. So that's also something, the experience that I learned how to get back again. But yeah, like when I was really tired or like losing, I would usually like one day I would do like just not doing nothing, lay down, like pray, yes, still pray, and then I just like why, but I don't think it's good for long term, because okay, maybe you are sad today. I think it's normal. You just have to like pass through it, and you're ready for the next day. You have to face it, but next time make sure you don't make the same mistake. Like I'm pretty sure you will make mistake, but don't make the same one. So it means that you're gonna improve, in terms of for yourself and also for your performance in the game.
And I just realized that we forgot to mention like that now you're coaching, right?
Yeah.
Since you came to Canada.
That's right.
So it's also a position where you're now forming and training these new players, really young people. And so it's good for you with this experience to be able to help them manage their emotions if ever they lose a tournament, right?
Yeah, that's right.
And where do you coach, by the way?
I'm coaching in this ProStart ICC Mas for sure. Alhamdulillah. I'm also grateful because it's inside the mosque itself. I feel like, when I'm coaching, there is house of Allah, so I have to remember him all the time. And we now alhamdulillah we have 3 locations. Our club name is CST Badminton Club, and we our base before in Atwater in downtown. Okay. Yeah, and also now we have in San Laurent. So now alhamdulillah I am responsible for in Brosat in ICC Mosque. Yeah.
Nice, mashallah.
Yeah.
May Allah help you
inshallah
with this new endeavor. Next question.
Yeah.
So now that you talked about your the challenges that you faced as an athlete, can you give us more insight about what helped you overcome these challenges?
I think at first how I overcome the challenges, I think I got support from the family, the parents. I think is important, and also I think from the coaches. Also, the coaches sometimes they motivate you, like talk to the coaches or like some senior. And I think the most important is when you pray to Allah. Also, I feel like it's give me more strength. Also, and yeah, when I'm losing or I'm winning, I think the remembrance of Allah, I think is important to make me over the challenges, because I feel like when we put hope on the human itself, I think it's gonna make our more disappointed. But when we put on Him, on Allah, I feel like we can have more peace, more ease, and it's give me strength. And I was thinking, okay, this is kind of like the test for me. If Allah doesn't give me this test, how I can go to the next step? So I would say maybe He wants, maybe in the future I will face like more harder things, but He will put me in the step by step so I can become stronger, like mentally, or like how I can face what's gonna happen in the future. So any challenges that I face, I feel bad sometimes. I'm sad, but I would just talk to him, or like sometimes talk to my parents also. Well, some points I couldn't tell my parents also because I feel like I'm shy. So so I would say, okay, I'm just gonna talk to Allah, and I feel like that's give me more strength. Yeah, after yeah.
And were your parents also harsh if ever you lost tournaments, or they were more supportive and trying to calm you down?
Well, my dad in the training, he really strict, disciplined, very disciplined. But in the tournament, he's more like enjoy, relax. Yeah. It's okay. Just do your best, something like that. But I know some other parents, they really go hard in the tournament itself, in the training itself. So some other kids, they don't want the parents watch them because it's pressure for them. But alhamdulillah, my dad is really strict in the training. Sometimes I would say I don't like my dad in the training.
But that's a healthy way, like the way your dad was behaving. I think it's very healthy as well. Like you're strict during the training, do your best now before you go to the tournament. Because with the stress during the tournament, like that's it. You won't like whatever you practiced before, that's gonna show up at that time.
Yeah, that's true.
And also I think that what you explained earlier about, you know, the fact that you would also put your trust in Allah, and you were not just sitting there and expecting, you know, Allah to make you win tournaments. Like you had this growth mindset.
Yes.
You were putting the effort, you were working out, but at the same time, you had tawakkul in Allah. Like if it's gonna work, if I'm gonna win the tournaments, good. Like I did my part, and alhamdulillah, Allah also made it easy for me, and I got it. If I didn't win, like I tried my best, and Allah, you know, made it so I didn't win, and that's okay.
Yeah, alhamdulillah.
Yeah, and also, can you give us some tips as to how you were able to balance religion with personal and professional commitments?
Okay. When I was young, well, my parents is not, I would say, not that religious, but my parents always put me in some religion class. Like I remember that my dad wants me to put in some Arabic class, like a lot of languages like English, Arabic, or Mandarin before I remember. But ends up, since I already into badminton, so he just put me in English because I think when I want to do the other languages, it's gonna be too much for me since I already train a lot, and then they do school also. But there is one story that I almost stopped for badminton, you know. That's when I want to stop badminton, just focus on school and then learn Arabic, a lot of languages, something like that. But well, the story is changing, and I keep doing badminton in the end, and that's why I really want to learn Arabic, but I didn't have chance. Maybe you can teach me someday. Yeah, and yes, and I feel like I already have the basic education from my parents when I was young. Let's say you have to pray, you know how to read Quran. That can bring you, even the parents not in, because I live at dorm at 12, right? So I'm far from family. Even they're not there, you already have the mindset, oh, I have to pray, I have to read Quran at least every day. Even it's only 10 ayah, something like that. At least you don't forget at all. So I feel like while I'm building my career as in badminton, how I can be better and champion, I still keep my religious part, but I would say it's not intense as now, you know, because also the way I dress is not wearing hijab before and I decided to wearing like fully hijab on 2018. Before I came here, and alhamdulillah I decided before I came here, because Canada is like minority country, you know, and I mean for Muslim minority country, and as Indonesia is majority Muslim, so we all wearing hijab. Even I'm athletes, but even I don't wear hijab, I never forget to pray, you know, to read Quran, alhamdulillah. But then, and as grow up, I try to learn more. I try to how I can become better as a Muslim also in the religious part. Sometimes I will attend a lot of halakah to get knowledge in the religious part. And if I'm too busy for the training and tournament, I would watch YouTube. Now we have internet. So I think that's make me balance. And the turning point, I think, when I'm not in national team and when I reunited with my family for 1 year before I go abroad again. And yes, and that's when I decided to wear hijab. And I feel like this is the moment I have to wear it, and as I already grow up, and when I decided, it's kind of like there is different mindset. I think I want to stop for badminton because it doesn't feel it's in the same way, and I don't see anyone wearing hijab as a Muslim also, like for the athletes is still rare. But then I just keep going, I just keep going wearing hijab. I know a lot of people will think differently. It's like, why you wearing hijab and still play? Because most of my friends, when they start wearing hijab, they stop badminton. They stop badminton. And when I come here, and then there is like fast forward, there is one community, the one that Elite Circle itself, and it says it is also gain my confidence also to stay in badminton environment but still wearing hijab. How we can become high value Muslim, but also able to become the best in our career. I would say like you can achieve what you want, be the best, like be the master for that, for your role. But don't forget that this is like only your journey. There is life another after that. There's Akhirah. And I feel like when I leave badminton, then who's gonna be in this part, because I think it's still rare for them to wearing hijab in badminton, especially
even in Indonesia.
Even in Indonesia now, I feel like I saw young players wearing hijab, which is I also got inspired. Mashallah, they already wearing hijab, but hopefully they can go far, and hopefully when I'm still here, still relate for them. Now I'm in Canada, so it could bring motivation for them. Oh, okay. You wearing hijab, you still can go internationally or abroad, which is, it's okay for them. I feel like I still have to be here, like for now, and I don't want also to leave my badminton. I feel like it's part of my identity. Yeah, I started very young age, so I don't think I have to like let it go. I think it's impossible. Yeah.
And concretely, when you started wearing the hijab and kept on playing badminton, did you have any issues?
The issues maybe because it's the process. That's why when I saw my other fellow badminton friends, they started, to progressing of hijrah, let's say. I wouldn't like judge them because when I had the experience, I would find a good material, let's say, for my hijab because it's different, right, for athletes. And I would say I would find the good legging or like the inner body for the athlete itself. So before I decided to wear hijab, I have to find something, the material, like the dress or something like that. And then suddenly, I think maybe in Indonesia it's a little bit hot. Only that. But after that is feel comfortable, and also I always travel alone. The other thing, when I don't have hijab, I don't feel comfortable. Sometimes people, I don't know, the guys are looking at you like it's not comfortable, and I always travel alone most of my time. And when I'm wearing hijab, I feel like I'm safe, like Allah watching me, and they know if you're wearing hijab, they're not gonna do you anything harm to you.
They're gonna respect you.
Yeah, they respect you. And yes, that's I think that's like.
And what about the coaches and the club? Did they say anything when you started wearing it?
If I still be part of the club and PBSI, I don't think I'm allowed. That's why we are not allowed to wearing some significant something like that. We just have to be like normal dress. So that's the moment when I'm not in national team anymore. When I play professionally, then I can wear hijab. Okay. So that's why, if I still attach to my previous club or PBSI, I don't think it's allowed.
Okay, so with the club you can't at the moment, but if you play alone, like professionally.
Independently,
like that's fine, obviously.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. And can you share some memorable experiences that contributed to your learning and growth?
Yes, there is two experiences, I think, but I would share with the one with wearing hijab, I think, yeah. So when I decided to wearing hijab, and I get offer from Canada, right? The one that is like fit, that can support me to play internationally. And I feel like when we try to closer to Allah, I feel like Allah will help you. Even at the first, it's struggle, because at first, the moment I started wearing hijab, am I able still can play or like still play internationally? And how they will think of me, like suddenly you're wearing hijab, and then I know you're not wearing hijab before, like maybe that's some thought that I would think. But then Alhamdulillah, when I come to Canada and then the club support me, I'm able to play 6 international tournament in like North America in here.
MashaAllah, with the hijab.
With the hijab. And Alhamdulillah, I won 4 of them.
MashaAllah.
Yeah, like so I won in 2019, I won in Peru, and then 2 times in Peru, and then Mexico and Guatemala champion also, and semi-final for doubles. But my background is single player, because there is 5 category in badminton, right? Single, mixed double, women's double, men's double, and women's double. And I'm women's single. Yes, and Alhamdulillah, I'm able to wearing hijab internationally, which is I couldn't think I can. I thought they're gonna say, oh, you're not allowed to wearing this, but there is nothing happen when I'm play and I champion. In fact, I got some interview also in Peruvian TV, in Jamaica. In Jamaica TV, after I play, I got interview. I was like, there is so many other players, like why they want to interview me? Because I think one of that is because I'm wearing hijab, and I think it's interesting. And when they saw me in the TV, I think it's like sports TV, and I went to some restaurant, and the lady approached me. Oh, I saw you in TV because you are wearing hijab, and I'm the only one who wearing. I was like,
you caught their attention.
Yeah, I got attention because of I'm wearing hijab. I get goosebumps right now.
Yeah,
MashaAllah. Yeah, so I feel like it's really nice, to, and especially in North America, I don't think it's familiar, right? Like
at the professional level, I've only heard of a couple. Like there's an Olympic player.
Yeah. From USA.
From the US,
yes,
exactly.
yeah.
She also is wearing the hijab, but it's very, like you said, it's a minority, and I think it's also a type of da'wah that you're doing.
Yeah.
Because people look at you and, mashallah, like performing very, very well.
Yeah.
And being respectful and all, and that can make them become curious, and like go and get more knowledge about Islam and see what are the rights of the women and all. That can break stereotypes. So you see, there are so many positive things that come from this single action of you deciding to pursue your career and wearing the hijab at the same time and displaying your values, mashallah.
Sure. Alhamdulillah.
Lastly, what would you say to our young sisters who are interested in becoming athletes or just working professionally in sports?
Yes, I feel like I know one of my player in here. I would say like her name is Madina, and she wearing hijab. She's joined the training and private. I really support her, and I feel like I see there is a hijabi girl wants to play badminton. Is also motivated me, or like as the same Muslim hijabi like sport kind of thing. If you want to start it, and also in Canada, I don't think there is kind of like late. In Indonesia, if you started 11 or 12 something to become professionally, it's kind of like late, because we usually started very young, like 7 or 9 at least. But in Canada, I feel like they still, even they started late, they still can play for long term, because some of them maybe play for school, for university is okay. But for us, maybe we will go to higher level, right? So I would say, if you're interested in sports, which is I think important, you don't need to become professionally. I feel like sport, it has to be part of your routine of your life, because I remember there is hadith that Imam Muslim rahimahullah has recorded the narration is in question on the authority of Sayyidina Abu Hurairah radhiyallahu anhu. The full narration is as follows. Rasulullah SAW said, "A strong believer is better and more beloved in the sight of Allah than a weak believer. However, there is good in both types." So yes, be eager to carry out such deeds that will benefit you and seek Allah's assistance and do not become lax. Yes, I think it's a Sahih Muslim Hadith 2664. Okay. So I feel like even you don't want to become professionally, like you should have a healthy life. At least do sports, because even now when I'm not as an athlete anymore, like not intense before, when I don't do anything, like sometimes I am tired of coaching, but I feel like my body is like more in pain. So yeah, like it's like the sign that, okay, you have to move now. Like, yeah. So even for me, I have to keep in shape. It doesn't have to be hard on yourself, at least just maybe at least like start like 15 minutes per day just to like move your body, or maybe for Muslim girls you can watch any YouTube videos that some stretching, yoga, or now we enter the summer, you can just walk outside, run outside. I think is important also. So if I suggest you join, if you want to join professionally, you have to join the good club, badminton club that provide you good training. So then you can go further. But I know also in here the education is important. That's why when I coach the kids, I cannot fully adapt how we coach in Indonesia and how we coach in here, because it's different characteristic, different culture, different situation. So I just adapt the good things in Indonesia, and then I have to adapt also that is receivable for the players or the students in here itself. So yeah. And if you don't want to professional, I would suggest you still do things that is be active,
Definitely. Yeah. And sometimes we might underestimate like the little activities that we do. Someone who, let's say, like you said, just go for a walk. We might think that it's nothing, but in the long term, if someone walks 15 minutes a day, these atomic habits will build up, and it might help your muscles stay in shape and prevent many diseases later in life. So right. It's sunnah actually to also work out and be active physically.
And I feel like it's more fresh when we are our body is fit. It's more fresh. Sometimes there's a time that we are lazy. Me too. Sometimes I'm lazy.
Really?
Yeah. If you see me, I'm productive. There is a time I'm lazy. I just don't want to do anything. I'm too tired. But then I have to get back in track. So it's normal.
Yeah, I feel like some people might see athletes as these unhuman beings, like superhumans. But you guys are just like us. It's just, I think you have more that discipline built up in you since a very, very young age.
That's right.
And so even if you feel lazy or you feel like you don't want to work out, you still push yourself to do it.
Yes.
It's not like, oh, I don't feel like it, I just stop. No.
Yeah.
And I think it's a very good quality. And everyone can have this, can build this in them.
Yes.
And it can be used in all domains, not just sports.
Yes, that's right. Like since now I'm in coaching right now, and I wish that, so now I also have the other two things that I want to encourage the in badminton part, and also in like women's part. So in badminton parts, I want the players, my badminton player, like junior players, they learn English as the first step, as the skills that could go for themselves. So that's why I built I have like online English platform called like Bedi Academy, and that's where the people, especially my badminton junior players, they learn English. And because there is some struggle when they going abroad, but they couldn't communicate well, they always send to international tournament, but they always get interview or like meeting with international players, but they cannot communicate well. So I hope that with this Bedi Academy, they could have more confidence in terms to speaking English, which is, alhamdulillah, that's also the reason I can go to other countries. Yes,
it's definitely a good skill, right now, to
Yeah.
be able to speak English.
Yeah,
with
that's right.
international.
And the other thing, and since I am since I'm wearing hijab, I also have sport hijab like Al Ghaniyu, and I hope it could be encourage the people who wants to do sports or want to do professionally or not to more comfortable and you still be active, even you're wearing hijab. And
So you sell hijabs
yes,
online?
I sell hijab and also give English platform to Indonesia for
Mashallah.
online. Yeah.
And if someone wants to reach out to you and send, ask you another question, where can they find you online?
I think my most active social media, I think, is Instagram. I think I have all the social media, I would say, but you can find me on Instagram at Ghaida Nurul Ghaniyu, or then you will see there is other platform which is at Badi Academy and at Al Ghaniyu for my other two that I start working on, inshallah.
Perfect. Inshallah, we're going to link them down below.
Okay.
So
Thank
that
you so much. Thank you.
Jazakallah khair,
Thank you so
Ghaida,
much.
for this very informative discussion. And I can't emphasize enough how happy I am that you agreed to share this discussion with me. And I really believe it's going to be beneficial for everyone, and especially sisters in the community. Please let us know if you would like more episode with Ghaida, like a Q&A type of episode, since mashallah she has a very unique experience. And until our next episode, take care, and assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.